Alright, back into the new custom packs, although today we're going for a tried and tested challenge, which is trying to get an early level 3 tier 6 using Griffin. Now one of the easiest ways to do that is using stoat, and actually here we get a very lucky shop where we roll the 3 pets that we have in our team. And that doesn't happen all that often, but I think it's only going to get better on the following turn, because with 2 spaces open we get another stoat, and we also get Water of Youth without having to roll. So we sell the bass, we get a level 3 stoat. Often it's not going to be Griffin, in fact most of the time it's not going to be Griffin, but instead we get Weasel and we can convert it with the Water of Youth. So an incredible sequence of shops there, and nice RNG on the transformation from Water of Youth as well. I think my luck on that particular interaction is pretty low, so it feels quite nice to get a good sequence of RNG like that. Then the good RNG continues with that opponent who was also going for an early level 3 stoat, it looked like, and so we ended up tying, which means we're guaranteed now to get to the point where the treasure map will turn into the chest, and we just need 1 pill, which we've managed to find, and then 1 more mandrill. I guess we could actually get a crow as well. That would make sure we could get the mandrill to level 2. This was an unfortunate battle where the ant at the front survived on 1 HP, and then the dolphin survived on 1 HP there as well. So very, very close to getting back-to-back lucky draws. But now I'm just going to roll down looking for mandrill. I could have sold the platypus there, but I don't really care too much about the free attack from the beaver. So we get our treasure chest break and it turns out to be German Shepherd. Now every time I go for this challenge, I've done many of these videos before, I'll link a couple of them in the description. If you want to see the earliest tier 6 I've managed to get so far. It took a very, very long time though, so I'm not sure I'm ever going to try that again. Every time I go for this challenge, I change up the tier 6 pets that are in the pack to try and maintain interest in it. It is, I think there are certain pets at tier 6, when you get them via the early level 3, it feels like an automatic win because it's just so overpowered. However, there are quite a few others where it's pretty difficult to actually go on and win. And I think before the update, I had a really good run with anglerfish, an early angler, and trying to keep it all the way to the end, and it just it fell apart at the very final hurdle because we ended up going too far into the late game. But I think German Shepherd is incredibly strong. As long as we can get some more stats onto it, we're going to get a lot of value out of it, even with fairly low tier summons like the Anteater here. So we freeze the betta fish probably because it gives extra attack, and I was thinking about trying to upgrade the German Shepherd that way, but instead we find this cow, and I'm just going to sell the level 2 hawk, which maybe it wasn't the smartest decision, but I guess, at some stage we have to commit to buffing the German Shepherd, and I'd rather get going on that sooner rather than later. We also grab the amalgamation, so we're going to get a lot of attack on the summoned pets, although of course the amalgamation does waste the trigger on the cow in that previous shop phase. Still facing an endless parade of rabbit teams, unfortunately. I'm sure people are going to get tired of it sooner or later, but for now we're just going to have to accept the fact that we're going to face a lot of those squads. It's actually pretty good to face stat-based teams when you have German Shepherd. I mean, it's specifically designed to take care of these types of squads where they're completely reliant on the stats of their units. And so the high attack on the summons is generally going to be good enough to beat them, as long as they don't have too much disruption. Now here's a team with Parrot copying Phoenix, but we do have enough health on the German Shepherd in the end. I think I'll take this mushroom probably on the amalgamation, because I would rather put it at the back instead of the German Shepherd. As good as amalgamation is, it only has 2 triggers, whereas German Shepherd doesn't have any limit at all. So definitely a much more valuable unit. Now we do have fly in the shop here, but I think I would rather use some of the new units, which you can see I was checking the pack there. We do have Sleipnir as well. Now in the olden days, this would have been super strong with German Shepherd because the attack used to be permanent, but it only lasts for one turn now. So we could bring in Sleipnir to get a boost of mana, but it's not going to last. I can't remember if I end up taking it later or not, but we do find a raccoon here, which I freeze, and I think I'm about to make a pretty bad mistake with it, at least in the next shop phase anyway. Fellow Amalgamation team. We end up sniping the Phoenix, and so the 1-up Phoenix gets launched off the screen, which is very lucky. And yeah, it looks like as a result of that, we are going to win. Maybe it would have been a tie if they'd still had the 1-up. So now I think I'm going to sell the Lynx and bring in this raccoon, and then I'm going to put Mushroom on it, which is absolutely nonsensical. I guess some part of me thought that the Mushroom was going to allow the raccoon to steal twice, but of course that's not the case because the Mushroom is going to get replaced by whichever perk we steal. And very few teams are going to be playing Mushroom in the front slot anyway, so yeah, really did not make any sense to do that. As you can see here, we steal the garlic and the Mushroom disappears. Yeah, I don't see the raccoon staying in the team much longer. Now you can see the combination of German Shepherd plus Amalgamation is creating very, very high attack summons, albeit only for the first 2 summons on the team. But the mana snipes are quite devastating as well. 8 damage, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be very disruptive. So here, we get rid of the raccoon, and I think I'm going to bring in the eagle owl. Yeah, we combine the anteaters together to avoid using the Amalgamation trigger on it. But the Amalgamation does give permanent attack, so the Eagle Owl will gain, I think it's 8 attack. Although it says 30 at the moment, some of that is the temporary attack from the German Shepherd. Now you can see I did think about fly again here, but instead we're going to run 2 separate Eagle Owls. Not necessarily the greatest synergy, but I just wanted to use them because we had a bunch of draws at the beginning. We do expect this game to go quite late, and so the Eagle Owl's ability is based on how many battles it's fought. So it's the same as Hercules Beetle, and so we're going to try and keep them in the team as long as possible. And initially they don't give any stats, but every subsequent fight they're going to give stats to the units behind. Now we get Yggdrasil fruit here on the cornucopia, so we can put that on the Eagle Owl, so convert it into a summon unit. And then we just need to find something else to replace the spooked on the one at the front. But mostly I'm just looking for lasagna and chicken leg because it's going to make a huge difference to get the German Shepherd stats even higher. Now this is quite funny to see. This is someone setting up to try and get the Fire Pup achievement using the Seagull Onion setup, which I'm very, very familiar with from the Mirror Weekly. Now the way this works is that you can use the fly trap to get a unit onto your team that was a survivor of the battle. It doesn't have to be on the opposing team. It can be either team. Now I don't think I had fly trap in the pack here, but it wouldn't have made any difference anyway because the Fire Pup didn't survive. So we get the popcorn from the cornucopia, which we'll put onto the Eagle Owl at the front. And this team going for, looks like a 50-50 shop. I'm seeing that very, very frequently now. It used to be very rare to actually go against someone who was going for a 50-50 shop, but I'm seeing it literally every game now. And so unfortunately we're going to lose there, not a surprise. Maybe if we had one of the old school summon teams from the previous version where every single pet in the pack was summons, we could have gotten a win there. But instead, it's a loss. And I think here the chocolate is best spent on the Eagle Owl at the front. Maybe I'm just going to roll for something to put on the Anteater instead. Okay, we'll take the chicken leg, because that one chicken leg is worth 3 attack on every single summon on the team. Another mole, I think that's 2 moles in a couple of battles. And this is actually a very, very low statted team compared to the 50-50 shop squad. And yeah, the Mana Sniper removes one of the melons, but I think we're going to be fine here. Even though the Toad is going to weaken the units at the back, the German Shepherd has enough stats. Actually, it was very close, so I think the stats from the Eagle Owl actually mattered there. Another chicken leg for the German Shepherd. It's getting closer to 50-50, just very, very slowly. Now here I should have just rolled 3 times instead of buying Ambrosia. Maybe it's because I'm on 1 heart. I feel like I just have to buy something. But although this opposing team has very, very large stats, these are essentially the ideal type of opponents, because the German Shepherd ability is going to cut through them. And actually the Ambrosia helped a bit there, I think. And we get a win. So that puts us on 8 trophies. Probably the Anteater should have been removed from the team a long time ago, but the fact that it has 2 summons built in kind of improves its value quite a bit. And I don't think there were that many summon units in the pack anyway. Now this is very scary here, where a level 3 skunk reduces the health on the German Shepherd to 1, but they didn't actually have any way of knocking the German Shepherd out. And thankfully we moved the German Shepherd away from the backmost slot in one of the previous turns. Otherwise I think we might have lost here. So I think that's 2 or 3 big statted teams in a row, and we're thankfully avoiding all the snipers. And here is another stat-based squad. There's so many of these teams with Rabbit and what's the new unit? The Farmer Cat. I think something here is going to have to give. Definitely Rabbit should not be triggering on every corn cob. Probably not on any of the perks in battle either. It's already very, very strong for a tier 3. You can see here actually the animation seems a bit bugged, where they all seem to happen individually, which is a bit strange, but in the end we are going to get through this squad, and the buffs from the Eagle Owl mean we have 2 very large units of our own still surviving at the end.